Ladies and gentlemen, we're back with another super review, this time for the Metallix Plus by Creative. So there are a ton of Bluetooth speakers on the market nowadays, and most of them are pretty cheap. This one is not super cheap, but it's also not super expensive. This one, the Metallix Plus from Creative, comes in at about 40 bucks on Amazon right now, which is, you know, that's kind of on the upper end of entry-level Bluetooth speakers. You can obviously go much more expensive, but what does this one offer that some of the cheaper ones don't offer? We're gonna find out. Now, looking at the website for this, two features stand out. One of them, okay, it's actually fairly common, is that this is water resistant, which is good. That just means that, you know, I could probably use it in the shower if I need to, or I can take it outdoors. I can, you know, leave it in a tent where it might get dewy. I'm not gonna have to worry about the electronics in this thing. That much is good. The thing that really stands out about this, however, is the battery life. This thing is rated for 24 hours of battery life. 24 hours. That's pretty crazy. Now, obviously, I'm not going to sit here and turn it on for 24 hours and live stream it to you, although maybe I should. Maybe I should live stream 24 hours of me listening to this just to verify that the battery life lasts that long, but I'm probably not gonna do that, at least not right now. What we are gonna do right now is we're gonna unbox this thing and see what you get inside the box when you buy the Metallix Plus. So the first thing that stands out here is this box is surprisingly heavy. Most of these little Bluetooth speakers are very lightweight because they're cheaply made. This thing feels heavy. Even inside the box, it already feels a little bit more premium than some of those others. But let's go ahead and crack it open and see if the device itself lives up to that expectation. Man, even more paperwork? All right, so what do you get in the box of the Metallix Plus from Creative? Not a ton. You get a micro USB charging cable. That's pretty standard. You get the speaker itself, and you get, okay, I said you don't get a ton, but you actually get a ton of paperwork. If you love paperwork, you get safety and regulatory information, you get your worldwide warranty information, you get a need help card, and you get an instruction manual, which is more than I expect with a Bluetooth speaker like this. So that's pretty impressive. Now, the device itself, first impressions are this thing feels really, really well made. This outer layer right here, so this is like the speaker grill, which is all one piece, wraps around to the front of it as well as to the bottom. This feels like it could be, I'm pretty sure this is a thin aluminum. It almost sounds like a plastic, but I do think that it is metal because it's a little cool to touch, and just the way that it's used for the speaker grill. All of these buttons and then this bit around here, it's a nice rubberized texture, which, you know, that kind of coincides with that waterproofness that they described. Along the top of this, you've got, you know, pretty basic controls. You've got a power button, a Bluetooth button. I'm actually not sure what the difference is. Usually Bluetooth devices will combine Bluetooth functions with the power button, but looks like not here. You do have a standalone play pause button, and it's nice that those three are separated, I guess, and you have volume up and down. From what I can tell, as well as if you press and hold the plus and minus buttons, you'll skip tracks. And then up here at the top, we've got a rubber cover that pulls aside to reveal two ports. You've got USB micro for charging, and then you've also got an auxiliary in port, which is nice. If this thing sounds any good, it's gonna be pretty convenient to have 24 hours of battery life on a little speaker that has Bluetooth connectivity, but also an aux in port. Whoa.
Pairing mode, waiting for device to connect.
All right, we've got the speaker paired up to my phone. Let's go ahead and give it a listening test and see how this little thing sounds. All right, so my thoughts on the Metallix Plus from Creative is that's a pretty decent little speaker. You know, 40 bucks is a little bit on the high end for this kind of range of speaker, but the build quality is definitely nicer than some of the other speakers like this I've seen. It's water resistant, which is fairly standard. The battery life at 24 hours, that's pretty impressive. The sound quality is pretty decent, not fantastic, but it's pretty solid for a little speaker like this. And it gets pretty loud. I had the volume maxed out with a pretty loud song on, and I didn't hear any distortion. That's pretty good. The sound that it produces definitely favors the high notes. The mids are pretty recessed, and the bass is, well, you can actually tell this thing is trying really hard to make bass. The whole thing vibrates. It's actually kind of cool to see, but not a ton of that bass is making it out of it, which is, you know, it's more or less what you would expect from a speaker that's this small. This is not a subwoofer. This is a little Bluetooth speaker, and what it can do with bass is kind of limited by physics. So it does not distort physics, but that's what you expect. The sound it's pretty decent though as it comes out of it. And again, at full volume, very loud, it doesn't seem to distort, which is nice. If I had to score this thing, and I do, because that's what I do on this channel, if I had to score this thing right now, I think I'll give it 4 stars out of 5. You know, it's kind of borderline there because the sound quality is it's not blowing me away, but maybe if it was blowing me away sound quality, this would be a 5-star product. As it is, I think it's a 4-star product in that it sounds pretty decent for what it is. It gets really loud. The 24 hours of battery life that's really awesome. That's the sort of thing that makes this product stand out. And then the build quality is really nice. That, you know, this is relatively expensive for this market, but the build quality doesn't let it down at all. It feels really nice in the hands, and I think that for 40 bucks, this is pretty decent. If you want to check it out, I do have a link to Amazon for the Metallix Plus by Creative. It's about 40 bucks right now, which is a pretty decent price for what you get here. While you're down there, if you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. If you didn't like the video, I'm sorry, but if you did, hit that like button. You can subscribe to the channel, and then I will see you on the next super review.